Hello, welcome to Fraser and Friends. It's a beautiful sunny morning. I'm in Guilford and I'm about to head into the town centre to try and find out who my artist for the day is going to be. Hello Sharon,
Fraser,
how are you?
hello. Oh, I'm so
You
pleased
okay?
to see you. Thank
Yes.
you for coming.
Yeah, great to be here.
Oh, lovely. I'll tell you what, I'm going to make us a drink.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Why don't you go and have a little look at what I've got?
Oh yes, if that's okay.
All right then, see you in a minute.
Oh, I love looking around other people's gear, Sharon. I hope you don't mind me having a quick snoop around your studio.
Of course I don't
And
mind.
these were works in progress, are they?
Yes, they are. Yep,
So-
that's the latest.
Yeah, great. So for people at home that don't know about you, you are predominantly, what would you call yourself, a fantasy artist?
Yeah, I
is
am.
that, is
Yeah,
that how
it's
you
fantasy
describe
art.
yourself? Or
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantasy art. Yeah. Here we go.
oh, thank
For
you so
you.
much. That's great. Yeah, I've been having a good look round. Who's the lady?
Aha, she's all out of here.
Okay.
She's out of here and she's broken her broomstick and it's called Bird Strike because she's hit a bird and she's come down in a big heap.
And I also spotted you've got a rather nice garden, so maybe if we
I
could
love
go
my
and
garden.
have a seat and then
Yeah,
I
please
can
do.
ask you some questions.
Yeah, please do.
So Sharon, it's lovely to be here in your garden, and I'm very jealous, I must admit. It's a real,
Oh, thank
interesting
you.
spot you've got here. Fantastic trees and plants, and I guess it's an inspirational spot for
is,
you
yeah.
as well, being able to look out of the studio window there and see this and imagine things going on here.
You're right, that's exactly why I live here. I
Yeah.
love it. Yes.
So before we go out, I think you should tell me a bit about yourself, really, and not the whole history of Sharon Hurst, but when
How long have
painting
you
then,
got?
painting.
Well, I started painting when I was a kiddie. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And then probably my earliest memories are going to the art galleries with my dad when I was very young and looking at the pre-Raphaelites, and I think that's where I fell in love.
Yes.
I loved the romanticism and the colours, and I still do. And then, of course, moved on to a teenager, and sitting in my bedroom, that was in the good old days when we had nice old vinyl records.
Yep.
And the album covers were terrific. And if you were very lucky, you'd actually get a booklet inside with beautiful artwork. So going back to Roger Dean and those kind of beautiful paintings, I was gone.
So you were sort of really visually aware from a
Totally,
young age.
and add a little drop of Tolkien into that, and that was it. I was a convert, really, and that's where it all comes from.
And when did you sort of start to sort of earn money from it? When did it become something that you thought, well, I could actually,
I want to do this.
and make it.
Well, I was poorly back in 2003, and I thought I was never going to paint again,
Yeah.
and that kicked me into touch, truly. And so at that stage, it was one of those moments where you've got to decide what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
And
put things into focus
yes,
for you.
and one of the things I regretted the most was the fact that I had all of these pictures in my head, and I thought that I was never going to be able to paint them again. So I had a decision to make. Do I sit here at home and do I paint, or do I go out and try and make something of it? And I love an audience, and so I took it on the road. I found myself an agent and I went and demonstrated. And so it gets me out there to meet all these lovely people and talk to people.
Yeah. So it's obviously
And to
really
paint.
helped you,
Yeah. Yeah,
And I think it does help through difficult times, doesn't it?
it did.
Art,
It really did.
It
Yeah,
really
I painted
can.
my way through it. Yeah.
That's great. And fantasy then, come on, we can't ignore the subject forever. It must divide opinion.
It's Marmite. It's Marmite. You love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
And so some people, they say to you, do you paint watercolours? Yes, I do. And you can see them imagining all these pretty landscapes, and I say, no, I paint fantasy. And some people say, oh, and
Jaws
back
drop,
off,
they don't know
and
what
they
to
back
say.
off. Yeah.
And I noticed for watercolours, you use quite punchy colours, you get very bold effects. Oh, who's this?
This is Cobwebs.
Another one of your models. Well, we're very honoured to have your presence here today, Cobwebs. Definitely not camera shy, clearly. It's all right, they're not scary. Yeah, so you use quite bold, punchy colours with your watercolours. Have you always worked like that?
Yeah, I used to try and paint lightly, gently, transparently, and was very frustrated with it because I never felt that I'd finished the picture. So there's no point in doing something that you're not happy with. So I just go in there and I just put the colour down.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see you in action, and I'm assuming you've got somewhere in store for us
I have indeed.
to paint. So
You are going to love this.
okay, good.
So gather your bits and pieces and come with me, and I've got something to show you. Fraser, thank you so much for coming today. I've got to show you this. This is my favourite place. It's the Watts Chapel.
Yep.
We're in Compton.
Yep.
And this was built by a lady who loved her husband very, very much. Come and have a look. Look at that.
That's pretty amazing. Wow.
How about that? Built by the local people. And it was all designed by Mary Watts for her husband.
This is incredible.
And
What a space, what a building.
It's beautiful, isn't it? And the clay was taken from the garden of the house, and the local people built this.
Very unusual, Sharon, and I can see why you like it.
I'm glad you do. I knew you would. I just knew you'd love it.
So I guess we'd better find out a bit more about it. Can we go inside?
Let's go.
Wow, what a space.
What do you think?
Incredible. Hi, I'm Fraser, nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you, Rhian.
Well, welcome to Watts Chapel. So have you been here before?
Well, do you know, I've been many, many times, and I don't really know the full history of it. So if you could just give us a heads up, please, that would be wonderful.
So in 1894, the local Compton Parish Council was searching for more space for a mortuary plot, and they bought this land. Mary Watts and George Frederic Watts lived just down the road. George Watts was the world famous Victorian artist of his time, and they built a house, luminously on site. And his wife Mary was basically his business partner, driving force, but she was a designer in her own right. When she found out that they wanted to build this mortuary plot, she said, "I'll make you all the terracotta headstones." Her aunt had recently died and it wasn't very attractive, so she wanted to compensate for that. But she got a bit carried away and suggested that she built an entire chapel. Their ethos was very much about art for all, so they got the whole local community involved. In her book, The Word and the Pattern, which describes the creation of the chapel, she actually lists 73 locals who get involved. And Compton was a hamlet at the time, so it's a fantastic number.
So I noticed that some of the angels are facing in towards us. Am I looking at the backs of angels there as well, with the wings?
Yes, so 12, and the 24 angels in total, and 12 of the angels are looking in towards the light, and 12 of them are looking out towards the darkness, or vice versa.
Well, it's a fantastic space, and I can see why you like coming here,
beautiful,
Sharon.
isn't it?
But thank you so much for informing us and showing us around. And now we've just got to go and make some good artwork.
Make
out
some
of it.
decisions. Yes. Thank you so much, Rhian. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to try and tackle this view. Sharon, I don't want to accuse you of cheating or anything, but I can see you've done a here's one I made earlier on me here.
Absolutely. No sticky back plastic though.
No.
No sticky back plastic.
The joys of TVA, you can have everything pre-prepared in advance.
Absolutely. Well, knowing that you are the expert here and that you'd probably knock spots off me being able to sit there and draw your painting, I thought to myself I'd prep it. So I came out a couple of weeks ago, had a look round and decided what I wanted to draw, what I liked, what moved me.
You've got yours pre-drawn out. I think as I've never been here before, I'm just going to do some sketching and get to know the place a bit.
So what will you use?
Oh, I'm just going to make some notes in my sketchbook, use a few pens, nothing too precious, and try and sort of map the place out. I might not do the same thing, I might flit about a bit. So with your drawing all ready to go, what will your process be now?
Right, I want to wash it and I want to use glazes.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to use watercolour paints and I'm going to paint the whole thing, the palest colour that it would be to start with. And then once that's dry, then I want to start laying glazes and blending.
Because how would you deal with a view like this? Because we've got these sort of earthy terracotta colours and tonally they're all quite similar. So how are you going to make that look interesting? Do you stick to the colours that are in front of you, or are you going to try and sort of
Yeah, I
liven them up a
won't
bit?
be introducing bizarre colours into it, so I want to use something like light red, and then to give it a bit of light and just a bit of zing, I think I can see some maybe raw sienna up there, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I best let you get started, and I'm going to make a few quick sketches,
Okay.
and then I'll catch up with what you're doing in a...
We'll compare notes in a minute.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're cracking on there, Sharon. You made a start. Is watercolour your go-to medium?
It is, you know, really. I feel like I've spent most of my life trying to perfect the art, and so I stick with it. It's just a case of familiarity, you know. It's what I know I can do.
Yeah.
I must admit, more recently, I have been trying to use some other media with it. So where I've been painting and working, I'll then go into pens and I'll embellish with pens.
Yeah.
And that's worked quite well, and I've enjoyed that, because particularly with the fantasy ideas, sometimes I need to be able to put a print on a fabric if it's a dress or a cloak or what have you.
Sure.
So I have been doing that recently, and I've been thoroughly enjoying that.
Well, it's starting to look great, Sharon, there. I've finished my little doodle, so I think I'm going to move on and focus on another area. We're going to take a break. Join us in part 2, where Sharon's going to finish her picture and I'm going to continue doodling.